Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I'm so glad to have you back. I'm so glad to be back vlogging. I'm sorry, this is my dishwasher. I put it on and I shouldn't have put it on. I tried to turn it off midway through the flow. Anyway, going back to today's vlog. So today's vlog, I thought I would do what we ordered on Prezola versus what we got, and sort of a bit about the process of having them as your wedding gift list people. So I'm going to insert a clip here of us unboxing the things, and then we're going to come back and I'll have a little bit more of a chat through with you. So hi and welcome back. So far we've got some White Company towels. We have got a serving dish from Wedgwood, which has come in this amazing box. It is not as big as you would think for the price. I think this style is like Gaia or something, which actually is a bit of a shame because the rest of our stuff is not of that style. We have some essential ladles. A ladle. I don't know how we don't already have one of those. Wait, is that all that's in this box? We've got some really nice cutlery because ours is some stained stuff from Morrison's. Ooh, a really big Le Creuset dish. Oh my goodness, what a treat. This is massive. What could I even make in that? Enchiladas or something?
Yeah,
or like pies.
Yeah.
Look how huge that is. Yeah. Okay, love that. That makes me feel very grown up. Box number 2. Wow, this loads of bit you probably can't see there, but you can see not there at all. Yeah, that big load of pans because we actually don't have a pans. Oh. That you open it. I think these are going to be some fancy plates, yeah, which might be what we use the rest of our balance for, I think. The angle is bizarre. There we go. Yes. How many of these did we get? Just 2? Yeah. Okay. 2 board plates, also Wedgwood. Ooh, pestle and mortar. I'm excited to be able to use this and not have chunky garlic and everything. I don't know what this brand is, but I presume it's nice. This is the vase. It's been a bit of a Wedgwood theme.
No, these are the bowls, cereal bowls.
Also Wedgwood, okay, so Wedgwood wedding. Are these cereal bowls?
Yeah.
So these are the Intaglo cereal bowls, I think, or pasta bowl. Wow, yes, cereal bowl. Just 2 of those to go with the plates. That's exciting. And then the final thing, and when you consider how many hundreds this has all come to, it's quite upsetting. Final thing is a really nice vase from our friend. I actually put it on the list and didn't expect anybody to buy it for us. I really wanted it, but I didn't think anyone would stretch because it was like £100. Ooh, a big Wedgwood box. Yee! All good things come in nice blue boxes. Wedgwood and Tiffany. I haven't received any Tiffany boxes while sitting here though. Wow. I don't know if this is what I expected, but I love it. So it's kind of got a bit of a print on it, which you can sort of see. It's sort of ridged all around, and it's kind of a squat shape. I'm very glad that it is squat because I think that it'd be less prone to falling over, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, these are all the gifts that we've had. There's still more to come because we haven't used our balance, and obviously loads of people were really generous and gave us money towards our honeymoon, so that was so yeah, we've had lots and lots of things, so this is really exciting. And we're back here, and I did go for a run that day, which is why I looked like that, and I have since had my hair done, so that there are a couple of days in between. which is why I look like in that clip I'm a brunette and now I'm back to blonde. Which, interestingly, sorry if anybody is not here for this, so my roots are getting darker and darker, and I spoke to the hairdresser about it and she said the hormones after pregnancy can not only change sort of the texture and the thickness and everything else about your hair, but also the hair colour. What? Like, that's so harsh. Anyway. So you saw us do a bit of an unboxing. So that wasn't actually all of our gifts. With Prezola, you can do a number of different delivery dates. That's something that we'll get back into in a minute. But anyway, so this is sort of the first order of things. And I just want to say, is there anything nicer than these boxes? I still don't know where I'm going to put this vase, and I'm actually too scared to get it out of the box again, because it's so precious, and it was from one of our dear friends, and I honestly am just like too scared to do anything with it. I need to get a utensils pot as well, but let's just get into a bit more about ordering from Prezola, and we're back here. And I did go for a run that day, which is why I looked like that, and I have since had my hair done, so that there are a couple of days in between, which is why I look like in that clip I'm a brunette and now I'm back to blonde. Which, interestingly, sorry if anybody is not here for this, so my roots are getting darker and darker, and I spoke to the hairdresser about it and she said the hormones after pregnancy can not only change sort of the texture and the thickness and everything else about your hair, but also the hair colour. What? Like, that's so harsh. Anyway. So you saw us do a bit of an unboxing. So that wasn't actually all of our gifts. With Prezola, you can do a number of different delivery dates. That's something that we'll get back into in a minute. But anyway, so this is sort of the first order of things. And I just want to say, is there anything nicer than these boxes? I still don't know where I'm going to put this vase, and I'm actually too scared to get it out of the box again, because it's so precious, and it was from one of our dear friends, and I honestly am just like too scared to do anything with it. I need to get a utensils pot as well, but let's just get into a bit more about ordering from Prezola and everything else. So I might need to just lower this down so I can sit here like this. Shouldn't have lowered it that much. Clearly I'm a very tall woman. Oh, that works perfectly. Well, hi. So yeah, I just thought that I would chat through with you for anybody that is thinking about ordering, anybody that's engaged and getting married, and thinking about a wedding gift list, or just is really interested to know, really, because like me, I'm sure many people like me haven't been married before, or maybe have and haven't done this before, and don't really know sort of the process behind a wedding gift list. So there are loads of different places that you can choose from. Some services you pay for, some that you don't. And we ended up going with Prezola. Now, the reason we did that was because there were certain things that I wanted on our gift list, such as Wedgwood plates, and in a particular style, which you can only get from certain places, Prezola being one of them. John Lewis is another good option, but I think they definitely didn't do the style of plate that I wanted. And I think as well, I think you may pay for their service. Now, with paid services, as ever, there are extra sort of benefits to those services, like you get other things included with it, so it's always worth looking at that. So I think my first tip would be, think about the things that you want. So what sort of things do you want as gifts from your wedding? Because some people just want money, which is understandable, so it can go towards a honeymoon, or some people want a mixture of the two. So we wanted a mixture of the two, some money towards our honeymoon and then some other gifts as well, because I think it really depends on what sort of person you are. I'm not the sort of person, if I'm given money, I can't help it, I'm going to be really boring and responsible with it. So I'm going to pay off some of the credit card debt from the wedding, that kind of not fun stuff. Not to say that that's not a good thing to do, but not fun. It's our wedding, it's once in a lifetime, hopefully. So it's the sort of thing that maybe people don't want to pay for that. They want to buy you a gift, a memorable gift. So it's nice to get, you have to think about them too, it's their money. So we definitely wanted a mixture of the two, because also we did need some spending money for the honeymoon. So like I say, we wanted a mixture of the two. So again, you need to think about that. You need to think about whether you want just gifts, whether you just want money, or whether you want a mixture of the two. If you want just money, in my opinion, now again, this is completely up to you. One of my friends just put her bank details as part of the invite and said they just wanted money. Now, I don't know that I could do that. There's something about that feels a bit, I don't know, slightly uncomfortable, but I think I'm an awkward person when it comes to money. So again, it all depends on your preference, but you have to think about the fact that you don't pay for that service then. You know, people can transfer you money and that's fine. With something like Prezola, there is a certain fee attached. Now, the gift giver actually pays that fee for you, so you get, say if it's like a £25 contribution, I think that they have to pay £2.50 on top of that, or maybe a minimal charge, but they get charged that so that we don't when we withdraw it. So I think that's something to bear in mind as well. So if you only wanted money, you should think about the best way of doing that so that you don't get charged, because there's no point having this gift service if all you're going to do is ask for contributions from it. Now, if you have now decided that you're going to go for one of these gift registry sort of situations, you can set up different pots, like a honeymoon fund, or you can name them whatever you want so that people can contribute to whichever sort of fund you may have set up, like maybe a house fund or baby furniture fund, I don't know. You know, whatever it might be that you want to set them up for, basically. So those are the sorts of things you've got to think about, and then you can add a number of different gifts to your list, and then people can just either put money towards it or buy them outright in full. So that's obviously lovely. I would suggest when you're doing that to put more than enough gifts on there, because there's such a huge range, because sometimes people want to get you one big thing or one little thing, that kind of thing. It gives people option. Plus it's also nice to give people options, because depending on their budget, they might not have, you know what I mean, you want to make sure that people feel comfortable, or I did anyway, and I'm sure most people would. They don't want people to feel pressured to buy a really expensive gift if that's all that you're offering. So it's really nice to put things like, we put a few things on that started from like anywhere from like £3 up to, and then I did list a few things. This vase being one of them was £95, and I just put it on there because I thought, on the off chance that people want to buy as an expensive gift, and like one significant thing, because some people like buying you lots of small things, and other people think, I want you to have one thing that's memorable from me. So it's good just to have the options, and then yeah, people surprise you. I was so surprised, and I was so very thankful for that lovely vase. Anyway, I feel like I've gone on about it enough now. So yes, that's one thing to do. So put like plenty of options on there, put your different contributions on there. Just remember, so when people pledge, it's like on Prezola anyway, it's called pledging a gift. They pledge a gift to you, and at the end, after the wedding, you can then change that, which is really good, you know, because for instance with us, I think I listed tons of White Company candles, because lots of them are £22, and I thought £22 is also a good budget if, you know, because our wedding was in North Wales and a lot of people had to travel, and I was really conscious of the fact that they'd already spent a lot of money coming to the wedding. I didn't want them to feel then like they also were pressured into spending even more on a gift. So anyway, I listed lots of them, and lots of people bought them as part of combined with other gifts. So in the end, I wanted to change a few of those things out, like say 2 of those candles for one other thing, because I would have just had so many. And whilst I love them and I think they're really nice, I think that they are quite expensive, and I think it's nice to have 1 or 2 as a treat, but then if you're having numerous, you could get other things that last, you know what I mean? So that's one good thing. The second thing is that they do have a thank you manager, and it tells you what each person has pledged. So that's amazing. It'll sort of give the name and their message, and it'll show you what that person has pledged to you as a gift. So that's wonderful. So when you're writing your thank you cards, you can just use that as, well, obviously as your guide. Because thank you cards are a thing that you need to remember, you need to order and get them done. And we are still in the process of doing it, which is crazy, but you have to wait. If you're doing it the way that we did it, wait for your photographer to send you the first pictures, decide which one you like, hopefully there's one in there that you do like, because we still haven't had our photos back, which is normal. I'm not moaning about that, but yeah, so we haven't had our real ones, or proper ones back yet. So then you want to get the cards made, and then you have to write them all, so it's a bit of a process. Anyway, so that's the next good thing about it, is that thank you manager is there just set in stone then, so you don't need to like go making any lists, writing anything down. It's all there ready for you. If you want to change anything, that's not a problem. The next thing to mention is that they then do, they give you 2 delivery options. Now the delivery is where I might be a little bit moany about it. If that's probably going to be my biggest gripe with Prezola. There's like maybe a couple of things that I would just say is worth mentioning. So you get 2 free deliveries with Prezola, which you order and put into, what am I saying? So you place your order and you can, you get 2 free delivery slots anyway, is what I'm trying to say. Now the reason I think that they offer that service is because they're obviously ordering in from a ton of different places. Now bear in mind, what day is it today? We are on the 26th of October today. Our wedding was the 30th of August. We placed our order, I would say a week after that, so the first week in September, and we've only just had our first delivery. And some of those items that were going to be on the second delivery still haven't arrived. The reason it returned up on Thursday is because we cancelled a few of it. Well, we cancelled one thing that ended up being out of stock. So it's, so that you have to think you're going to be waiting a long time for those gifts. It's not as you think it is. Now, on the plus side, it's lovely because after the whole hubbub of the wedding is gone and everything is petering out, it's really nice to have that as a surprise. But it has felt a bit stressful because you placed this order months ago and you just wait for things to come into the warehouse, and if those things don't come into the warehouse, you don't have an option of cancelling. I was able to cancel one of our items because it became out of stock. But if not, you just have to wait on. And I would say with Prezola, from my experience, it's all the white company stuff. So there's no sort of knowledge of those things. They don't say to you, this has a specific lead time, so that, you know, if you were wanting your items quickly, you could do something about that. So that's something worth mentioning, is that you need to be prepared for the fact that you're not going to get those items quickly. I don't know what it's like with other services, but I think it may be similar. So, I mean, maybe it's just something I should have known in advance, which is why I'm doing this for you guys. So you do know in advance, because maybe I was being naive or just ignorant. So yeah, that's definitely one thing to mention. Another thing to mention is the fact that, so if you have a few expensive things that you want that you know you'd never buy yourself and you want them as a wedding gift, such as maybe the plates and other bits and bobs which I'm going to save and use on special occasions and things like that, which is lovely, it's also worth remembering that if those sites list those things, they probably only list other expensive things, again, which is Prezola, which is lovely. They only have expensive, beautiful items, because who would want to buy you non-beautiful, expensive items? But then it's, I would say, as somebody that doesn't, on the regular, like, I mean, I'm just careful with our money. I'm just careful. I'm an accountant, I am careful, I can't help it. And also because we're a young family, do you know what I mean? There's a lot of money, like I can't help it. It's always going to go first on Ophelia, and then everything else will follow. So with some money that we have left over from various things going out of stock and whatever, when I've started to look at some of the things, it's like, it's worth thinking about, like, so you can put on there as an option, you can put like a honeymoon balance, and you can also put a gift card balance. Now, these are not transferable. So you have your money balance in one, and you have your gift balance in another. So if people pledge gifts, you cannot then exchange those gifts for money contributions. You can use the money for things on the website, but you can't swap out. So you are forced then, so you've got to remember what you're offering people. If you only want this specific number of gifts, and outside of that just money, make sure you only offer that specific number of gifts and that money. So it's really something worth thinking about, because we have a bit of a balance left, and there are certain things that I want, such as some nice photo frames. Now, if you're like me, I go to TK Maxx, Home Sense, those sorts of places, and you can get the really beautiful ones for not very much money. The ones that are listed on the site are very expensive. They're like the White Company ones, which are £40, and it feels too much for me. So I'm just going to leave the balance there for a little bit, and then I'm going to think about it and make a decision. But these are just things worth thinking about. So to wrap it up, I think that my key takeaways for you would be, first, think about whether you want money or gifts. That has to be the overriding thing. And if you want a combination of the two, you then need to start thinking about which gifts you really want and what is best for you. Because also gift cards are a great option as well, because we wished that we had listed like an IKEA gift card, because we could have actually used bought loads of things from there. So you need to really think about what is best for you. You need to find a website that lists whether, you know, gifts and money is what you want, or just the place that lists the gifts that you really, really want. Make sure you offer a wide range of options. That's my second thing. Don't expect them too soon, definitely. That's definitely my third thing. So I think those are pretty much my key points. You know, I think that it's just really thinking about it much more than you would expect you would need to think about it. I think that it's the sort of thing that you think isn't a big deal, but it sort of can be and is in the nicest way. So I think it's just definitely worth thinking about. I think personally people do like to pledge gifts, so you know, if you're happy to have a mixture of the two, I think having a mixture of the two is really, really nice. I think it feels a bit more comfortable putting a link on your invites to a gift list, and people can make the decision themselves. And again, I think it's a great option for a thank you manager as well. But yeah, so those are my sort of takeaway key points. I am in love with all the things that I've had so far. I will show you what I get in the second instalment, because yes, luckily we get 2 free deliveries. That's what I keep going on about. We're still waiting for these hand towels to come into stock, so once they come into stock I can then place the order for the other things, because certainly don't want to be paying for delivery. But yes, they're my takeaway points. I can't wait to put all of these things out now. There's a few more bits that I would like. Again, things to think about. So I've got this vase and I'd like some foliage in it, but they actually don't do the White Company foliage. So it's just things to keep in mind, you know what I mean? If you want specifically kitchen stuff, or if you want specifically aesthetic stuff, that kind of thing, it's just worth thinking about. But ultimately, as long as you get the things you want and it's easier for everybody else, that's all that really matters. So thank you so much for clicking on this vlog. It's a bit of a different style of one to the ones that I usually do. I will be going back to doing my usual hang out with me, follow me around, bumbling about sorts of vlogs as of next week. But I really hope that this was helpful to some people out there that are maybe thinking about doing a gift list. And I will hopefully see you all in my next one.